Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good people. Yeah, you know what it is. Hard worker, scrappy, unfiltered, and sometimes unhinged football content. Hard to explain, but you know it when you see it. Doing it daily our way. I don't know what you're talking about right now. Redraft and Dynasty Fantasy Football, we got you covered. You know their defense is ranked like 31st in the NFL? NFL draft prospects and rookies? Now you know you in the right place for that.
Absolutely.
All right, then stop saying it. Then we're done. And prop bets with my man Jay Rich. Count that money, man. Now wipe the crust out of your eyes. Get you a cup of coffee. It's time to wake your ass up with Ray G. You honestly are making absolutely no sense and you sound silly as hell. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good people. It is Thursday, March the 10th, 2022. Y'all know what it is, baby. Wake up. Wake y'all asses up with Ray G. Got my man Jay in the building. It's pure chaos, pandemonium going on right now. We're trying to conduct mock drafts. I'm in one right now. I feel like I panicked on a pick. Don't blame me. I'm creating content. So if the mock is bad, don't blame me. But Joe is in the building. First person to comment today. Good morning. I'm staying home all day. Yes. I don't know if you're rubbing it in or what, but glad you're in the building. Sam in the building. Reese Chapman. Jesse, Mike A, always in the building. Marlon, L. Wood, Rojo Fish, good to see you, baby. Adrian, Luke, Sham, Ro, Ty in the building. Big Shy, Sham, 5-star Pete. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a damn good one today.
You on the clock. You on the clock. 10 seconds.
Okay.
Time to make a decision. Crunch time.
I'm on the clock. This is, yeah, I'm good. Shit.
There you go. Pick. Beautiful.
No. I wanted a running back, but we'll figure it out. Jay, how you doing this morning, baby?
I'm good. You know, just dealing with these mocks with the people. Superflex, pretty sure they're done already, which is awesome. Superflex killing it every single time. Love it. We ran 3 mocks this morning for people who didn't understand. Damn, I just hit my mic.
You did?
3 mocks this morning. Crazy. 2 Superflex, 2 1QB, 1 Superflex. We're going to review all the picks. Ray's in one of the mocks to help fill it up, but man, it's running these mocks. It ain't easy. You know, I love the people. But these mocks, man, if y'all time out, banned for life. That's all I'm saying. Banned for life.
You can't be timing out on the mock, man. It's bro, I don't know if it's because I got all these. It's hot as shit in here. I just had to turn the air on. It's real hot. It's the last show for the week. It's gonna be a fun one. Got a lot to talk about. As always, we got to do the promotional sit at the beginning. Prize Picks, y'all know what it is. NFL futures are up. We're grinding the NBA slate, building the bankroll. Click the link in the description. Sign up. Like, literally, they're giving you free money. Put 10, they give you 10. First-time depositors. Promo code WAKE UP. Make sure that happens. We are giving this away live on Monday. The contest ends on Friday. Make sure pristineauction.com/register. Use the code ALLGAS. They give you $10 once you register. Giving this away. Got the box here. We're sending out the JT helmet. Make sure you do that. Subscribe to all the dope content creators, 4D Chess, Off the Line, Elite Seekers with Ben Eby. Tap into everything that we're doing and the free newsletter. It's thousands of y'all that watch this every day. Free newsletter. Click the subscribe button. Get information. If you missed stuff during the week, bam, we're giving it to you for free. Plays, picks, this and that, yada, yada, yada. It's free 99. Sign up. And then, of course, the algorithm. It's good. Comment, like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's good for the algo, baby. We're all here for the algo. Jay, how the mocks going?
It's good. It's good right now. Just laughing because Ro noticed my beard is back. Yeah, it is. It's pretty much back, which is good. It makes me feel whole again, like I'm a man, not the prepubescent boy that I was before. So happy that the beard is back. You should be coming on the clock pretty soon. We have Team Harsh kind of holding it up a little bit, but that's okay because we do have a bit of news. And there was one thing I wanted to talk to you about because we've been hyping up the 101. We've been saying Breece Hall 101. You know, we'll talk about it today in the mocks. Spoiler alert, he went 101 in every single mock. And so what, Ray, would you be looking for Breece Hall in a trade? I was offered a trade today. The 101, my 101 for the 103 and the 110. It's a single quarterback. So, you know, if I'm tearing down from Breece Hall, I'm praying I get Kenneth Walker because we're kind of still iffy on Isaiah Spiller. And then I'm picking up the 110. So I want to kind of use these mocks to see whether or not I should make this trade, whether I should ask for more, and then get some comments from the people as well and see where are you at with this trade. Do you think getting the 103 and the 110 for the 1-1 is fair value in a single quarterback league?
So here's the trade. This is what Jay was offered. Jay was offered the 103 and the 110 for the 101 this is Superflex or single quarterback?
Single quarterback league.
First of all, what are you doing playing in 1 QB leagues? That's first and foremost. No judgment.
You better watch yourself. You about to be on the clock, so just pay attention.
I know, and you see I don't know what I'm doing. I have no clue what I'm doing in single quarterback leagues. I'm on the clock. Let me make my pick here. I'm in the third rounds. Let me check my watch list. Yeah, I got my pick. Let's go. Let's make it happen. Here we go. All right.
Oh, okay.
All right, so let's look at so you've got the 101 and they're offering you 103 and 110. The question is, how confident are you that Kenneth Walker is going to fall to you at 103? I think if you could, based on this, on what just happened, Kenneth Walker and Christian Watson, Kenneth Walker and Chris Olave, that's what you'd be looking at based on one of these single quarterback mocks. The other one, you would have missed out on Kenneth Walker. And you would have been, wide receiver Garrett Wilson, Treylon Burks, Christian Watson, Rashad White. Man, it's tough because you want Breece. You got Breece locked up. Man, know your league, man. That's what I would say. It's intriguing, right? Because you get the extra 110. But you really, 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 really probably hope that 103 is Kenneth Walker. And I don't know if you could bank on that, man. Like, sharp drafts is probably... A lot of people saying Walker would be there at 103. I don't know, man.
It's no guarantee. That's the problem, right? And so more context. This is a league where I've had tons of top wide receivers that you just can't move. It's half PPR, so the value is very depressed for some of these wide receivers. People don't want to trade a lot for them. It's tough, man. It's tough.
I think I would still take it. Man, you're getting 2 top 10 picks to move back a couple of spots, and if you do miss out on Breece or Walker, I mean, there's still other running backs, right? Spiller may not be on that level, but if you walked away with Spiller and Jahan Dotson, how mad would you really be? You know what I mean? It's tough, man. I'm sad your TV is off this time. Dude, every time I turn on, Jay, you see it every morning. It's not even just Chinese news. It's the Chinese channel. It's full-fledged movies. It's all kinds of, there's some good shit on this morning. I was going to let it run, but YouTube would have shadow banned us. If somebody asked, could you switch out the 110 for 2023 first? That's a good recommendation.
Maybe.
If you could go 103 in a 2023 first, I would do that. That's not bad, man. It's not bad.
Yeah, and this is a teardown, right? So Roro was talking about your team must not be very good. It's not. It's terrible, but tore the whole thing down to the studs. I have, I think, 3 firsts next year, 3 firsts in 24. So lots of picks to kind of build up the team. But again, do I want to keep Breece, knowing he's probably the best in the class, and maybe I could trade him down the line, right, when he gets to peak value, or do I want to hold on to, or do I want to trade that pick down, continue, accrue assets, get more players? The issue for me is I've had a heavy wide receiver team in this league, and it didn't work out, and even trying to trade those guys was tough. So that's where, for me, it's harder to kind of go back down that road and stack wide receivers again, like I usually would in most leagues.
Jay said a lot of people who play in 1 QB leagues that are still in the early 2000s, they said don't do it. They said don't do it. Take Breece, and if you want to, trade Breece later for a haul. Yeah. I mean,
it's close. It's close. It was a good offer, to be honest.
It's a good offer. If I could switch out the 110 for a 2023 first, I would do it. If I can get 103 in a 2023 1, especially if you're in a rebuild, right? If you're in a rebuild, you're tearing it down, I'd try to pivot to that, see if they would do that. Other than that, I'd probably keep the 101. And then let's see what you can get for Breece all down the line. Cool?
Yeah.
Cool? You good? Yeah. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm good.
What are you going to do?
I think I'm going to ask for more. We'll see. I don't think he knows I do this show. So it's a league I've been in before I got the Twitter street cred. So we'll see. Well, but it's interesting for sure.
If he doesn't know about the show, then that's shame on you for not fucking pushing it enough. But we had some interesting stuff pop off yesterday, so let's talk about it real quick, man. Carson Wentz.
Woo! Traded.
The Colts received 2 grilled grilled ham and cheese sandwiches and 2 third-round picks for Carson Wentz. YOLO Wentz traded to the Washington Commanders. How are we feeling about YOLO Wentz in Washington, man? Like, it's a shame when Frank Wright's the head coach of the Colts, right? And he spent time with Carson Wentz in Philly, believed in his guy, brought him in, and after one season in Indianapolis, they said, we're good. Let's get him off this roster. I mean, what does this do, if anything, for McLaurin, for Gibson, for whomever's playing tight end, for Curtis Samuel? And then on the other side, what does this signal for Indianapolis, in your opinion, man?
I think it's great for Terry, honestly. A lot of people are saying it might be the best QB he's ever had. Wentz, as much as people hate him, and for good reason, to be honest, he's kind of makes a lot of bonehead plays in games, but he also makes a lot of great plays. And so that's kind of the good and bad of Carson Wentz. But for fantasy, you don't have to take him as your fantasy quarterback, but you can happily take Terry McLaurin. I believe that, Michael Pittman was a top 18 wide receiver in fantasy last year. I believe that Terry McLaurin's more talented than Pittman. So to that regard, Terry could easily hit that top 18 threshold. Now, we'll see what we end up doing with the other guys. Curtis Samuel, who knows? He's been injured all year. Hopefully he's back, gets healthy. We had a healthy conversation yesterday about Antonio Gibson and how kind of he's valued in the space and what we're doing with him this year. But I think it's good. The only thing for the Commanders, and oddly enough, I had to pull their new logo this morning because I hadn't done that yet. I don't know why they would trade for Wentz. Wentz was going to get cut in like 5 days. And so even to give up 2/3, you're kind of like, why would you do that? Frank Wright's a guy in football. They just decided, well, you know what? We're done with him. Like, we don't want to do it. Jim Irsay wouldn't even take an interview. Like, he wouldn't even take a meeting with Wentz. So this was going to happen. It's just sad because I don't believe that Wentz deserves all the hate he gets. If he just didn't make so many stupid plays, he would be a pretty decent quarterback. And so we'll see what Ron Rivera can do with him in Washington. But I think for the pass catchers, it's got to be an upgrade over Taylor Heineke. So I'm happy for them. Honestly.
It's definitely an upgrade over Heineke. It's an upgrade over Heineke. So good for the Washington offense, right? Is he the long-term answer? No, like absolutely not. He's definitely not. But upgrade over Heineke. I hope you sold those Heineke shares when you had an opportunity to in Dynasty, because that's it. I mean, he's a fine backup quarterback that could spot start for you. But as far as building a team around Taylor Heineke, it was never going to happen. I think this pretty much, does this knock Washington out of the QB race at 11? We saw a lot of mocks with.
I don't think so.
Okay. You don't think it does?
Right? Like you think it's kind of like with the Eagles when they had Wentz. Wentz was terrible, but they still drafted Jalen Hurts, right? I don't think it'd be crazy to see them taking a developmental QB or a QB they view as somewhat developable. They have Wentz in there.
But
they're paying him a lot of money, though.
You don't do that at 11, though. You don't. I don't know. Do you do that? Do you pay? He's getting paid what, $28 million? How much was it?
$28 million. The problem is, why are they paying Wentz all this money? They couldn't get the Colts to cover some. That's the most boggling part of all. I think you're right. Like, realistically, they're probably all in on Wentz for this year, and they're probably going to draft someone to help bolster another hole rather than trying to build for the future, especially paying Wentz $28 million. But I mean, could they use a developmental quarterback or a quarterback? Probably, right? Because Wentz isn't going to be there probably after this season. So, I mean, realistically, they probably build the defense. Maybe they draft another wide receiver, a weapon to, bolster the offense. We know the defense is good. But I don't know, man. They're in a tough spot. Maybe they just trade down and kind of accrue some second, third round picks to, get some of that draft equity back.
Man, yeah, I agree. I think that the hate for Wentz has gone a little too far. He's better than Heineke. Let's just say he's better than Heineke. I think he's better. I know there's this love and infatuation right now with Mitchell Trubisky. He's better than Trubisky. He's better than Heineke. He's better than Mason Rudolph. He's better than Jared Goff, in my opinion. This is good for Terry McLaurin. I don't think it hurts Gibson. I'm waiting to see what happens with JD. We had a big, long talk about Antonio Gibson yesterday, man, and just his value, where it's at, the perceived value. Remember, we talk about perception is reality with these players. Odds makers have his over-under rushing yard totals at 1050 this year, which, that's interesting to see right off the rip, right? Barely a 1,000-yard rusher on the season. I think this is really make or break year for Gibson, right? Like a lot of Gibson truthers out there. I was in on Gibson long before it became cool to be in on Gibson. He's got to make it happen this year. I think he's got to make it happen this year. And hopefully J.D. McKissic is gone so he can get more work in the receiving department. But this is good for the Commanders, and I have no clue what the Colts are doing. If anything, I just know that Jonathan Taylor's going to get every opportunity to go berserk this season. They are going to give him all the work he could possibly handle in 2022, which is good for us in fantasy. But they are about to ride his ass into the absolute depths of the earth this season. Got a super chat. Omar super chat. All right, 1 QB tight end premium. I got 101 and 104. RBs are Najee, Saquon, Akers, Javonte. Wide receivers, CD, DK, T. Higgins, Ayuk, and Elijah. Man, I want Treylon. But what do you guys think I should look at doing? 1 QB tight end premium.
Not take Treylon.
Well, at 104, he could. At 101, you got Brees. Yeah. 101, you got Brees locked in, baby. You add Brees to that backfield. Najee, Saquon, Brees, Javonte, Akers, money. Easy. Lock and loaded. 101 is your Brees Hall. You are good money there. 104, Treylon might be there at 104. If Kenneth Walker's off of the board, depending on if you have this draft pre-NFL draft or post-NFL draft, if it's post-NFL draft and Isaiah Spiller gets the day 2 draft capital, you got a prime spot to get another running back, right? You add another running back to your already stacked RB room. And if it's pre-NFL draft, if you want Treylon, I'm pretty sure you got the opportunity to take him at 104. You're in a good spot, Omar. This is a good young team. Look at your receivers. CD, DKT, Elijah Moore. You add Treylon Burks to that. If you can get him at 104, you definitely take Brees at 101. Maybe, slight chance, probably not. Kenneth Walker's there for you at 104. But I think you're in a good spot, man. This is a good roster. Grab Brees at 1 and see what falls to at 4. You're going to be money, man. This is a good spot to be in. I'd like to know where you finished at, where you will finish at in this league this season. So keep us up to date, man. This is dope. All right, Jay. Let's I just saw Taysom Hill is fire. I don't know what the hell people were talking about on that one. L. Wood said London over Burks. Yeah, I got London over Burks as well, but I still like both players a lot. Speaking of Treylon, so seeing a lot of hate on old Treylon. So let's just pull up some data. Jordan Backus, make sure you check out JB on Twitter, dropping nuggets all the time. Subscribe to the newsletter. He's always dropping data, analytical nuggets on these players. A lot of Treylon Burks hate in these streets. So let's just pull up some let's pull up charts. We like charts and colors, right? So let's just look at this, right? So Treylon Burks, 2022 wide receivers, and this is sorted alphabetically, so don't worry about the order in which they are. We like to see green, right? We like to see green. And JB created this. If you're a part of the Patreon, Prospect Talk, you get all this shit. Like, we give you this. He puts all this together, right? But look at this. You'd like to see this, right? 40-yard dash score. 48th percentile at 4.55, fine. Speed score, 86th percentile, 106.4, green. That's what we like to see. Breakout age, 20 years old when he broke out in his second year at Arkansas. Yards per team pass attempt, 2.52, 91st percentile. Yards per reception, 78th percentile, 16.8 yards per reception. Look at his dominator rating. 45.9%, 92nd percentile dominator rating. This is what you want to see. I don't understand why there's so much Treylon Burks hate coming out of the woodworks right now. Now, partly, I believe, and I talked to my friend Jared Wackerly about this yesterday, I think here's what happened. The community built up this mythological kind of expectation for Treylon to go to the combine and absolutely just perform like an alien, right? But when you really think about it, Jay, and I was talking about this, like, you never heard Treylon come out and say, yeah, I'm a 4.3. I'm a low 4.4 guy. You never saw any reports of Treylon pulling a Tyler Algier saying I run a 4.39 and then goes out there and runs a 4.6. 4.5 at 225 pounds. I tweeted out yesterday, his testing numbers are identical, almost mirror images of whom, Jay? Who is it that I've been comping Treylon Burks to for 2 years? His numbers are identical to former Cleveland Brown wide receiver, New England Patriot wide receiver, Josh Gordon. They are identical to Josh Gordon. this whole thing at 4-5, and now people are questioning his preparation and his work ethic and all this other shit that, like, where do you even get this from? Like, where, because he didn't run as fast as we thought he should have run, there's no correlation between in-game speed and 40-yard dash time. There's a lot of technique involved in the 40. Some players build up their speed, and I think the GPS tracking on Treylon is the back half of his 40. So from 20 to 40 yards was like 2x faster than 0 to 20 yards. And you kind of see that. If you look at the play that really shows it for me is the long touchdown reception versus Alabama. Everyone's probably seen it, right? Catches it on the sideline and then pulls away for like 54 touchdown against Alabama. When he initially catches the ball, the defenders are kind of like right there on him, right? They're right there. And then as he builds up his speed, he just separates, right? Long speed. He's not a track guy. Treylon's not a track guy. He doesn't have that extreme acceleration and burst as others, but he's got that build-up speed, right? Clocking 22 miles per hour, GPS data tracking. I don't get where it's coming from, man. Maybe he didn't run as fast as you thought, or I thought, or she thought, or he thought, but that doesn't mean he's a bad player. I don't get it. I think people are completely overthinking this Treylon Burks situation. If he gets drafted round 1 with his talent, with his skill set, with how he produced at shitty Arkansas for 3 years in the SEC, I'm still betting on the talent of Treylon Burks, man.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And so for people who kind of missed why there was a lot of Treylon Burks talk yesterday was because it was his pro day, right, at Arkansas. So he jumped, I believe, 36 inches, and he did the broad, but he didn't run again. And that was one of the critiques, I think, of Burks, is knowing that they see it on the tape, the speed, so they hoped he would try and run again to improve his number. That tells us that he was pretty happy with where he was at. He's probably not going to run faster than that at the pro day. So we'll see. I kind of get the hate with Burks. I think that, there are more polished receivers in the draft. And so from that standpoint, if you want to take a Wilson or a London over him, I understand it. But to disparage him to this point just because he didn't run 4.3 when we know these 40 times are not true 4.3s, like they just aren't. Not
it doesn't right? That doesn't matter, bro. None of
but
whether
I
the
time
is true or not, that shit doesn't matter. Like that does not matter. What he's done on the field, I don't care what the.
But I'm saying it matters. It matters to public perception, right? So what you think and what the people think and what the perception is are two very different things, right? You can talk about the GPS tracking, but most people don't talk about that. They look at Burks as 4.55. We know it's not legit, but we also know that what people think a 4.39 is not what we're seeing on the tracks today. So it's just different, right? And so for me, I'm not as worried about Burks. He's about where I expected him to be from a prospect standpoint. I thought he was right neck and neck with Wilson. I always thought there was a chance I'd have Wilson ahead of him, and I think it's still really close, right? London, Wilson, Burks. I think no matter who you get, if you're taking the third in the order, you're probably coming out ahead because you're getting the best value of the three.
Yeah, it's silly, man. And I think who was it? It's my man. He's always in here. Patrick said it. This is where people who were tapped in pre-combine get an advantage. And Joe said it too. The Alabama, that's all you need to watch. Like, stop this. Stop. Who are you or me or we to question these guys' preparation, man? Like, think about that shit. You know what I mean? And I get it's different, right? But just because the result wasn't what we expected, it doesn't mean that they didn't. Like, it is truly a linear test of quick acceleration. That's really what it is. Technique, quick acceleration. I've seen enough. I'm not worried about a 4.5 for a 230-pound wide receiver, man. I'm not worried about it at all. We had 2 super chats. We had 2. Marlon dropped one. Just said he's showing love. Thank you. We appreciate that. My man Marlon. And we got another one. Is that
$100?
Is that $100 super chat? Oh, they're getting more. You are getting. You're not getting.
God,
I got paid today.
I'm not getting that now.
No, this one is mine. This is.
I would like to. I need a lawyer because I was told that the super chats were mine. That was what we agreed to, and so now I see you coming back on me. You're lucky this is your channel, so I don't have any ownership rights. But I'm a see.
All right, let's answer the question. All right, 14-team league. I got the 102, the 104, the 108, and the 202. Good thing it's not McNutted because he would trade all of that for Brandon Ayuk to tear down. I'm pretty set at QB with Herbert and Lance, so I've been considering trading the 102 and 202 for 101 Brees. What's your opinion? 14-team league, man. Now that's 14-team league ain't no joke, right? Like you want to have your I don't know how many people participate in 14-team Superflex leagues. The absolute worst is 16. Don't ever do that. Don't do it. God, no, don't do it. 14-team leagues, QB, 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 QB. It's intriguing, right? To. Like it's really intriguing because you still have the 104 and the 108. But here's my thing. The QBs are going to go, right? Like even if that's Breece Hall, I still think there's a good shot that he could get Kenneth Walker at 104. So let's just play it out. At 102, 101 very well could be Malik Willis, right? And then at 102, he ends up with Breece Hall anyway. For me, this in a 14-team Superflex league, I would probably want my draft capital, man. And whatever happens at 101, Breece or Malik, I'll take the opposite one there, right? So if it goes Breece, 100%. You take Malik, probably a quarterback off the board at 103. You got a good shot for Kenneth Walker at 104. And then at 108, you get another running back. At 202, you probably can get a dope wide receiver or Rashad White or Zamir White. I don't hate it. Like, if you're sending 102 and 202 to move up to 101, I don't hate it at all. I would say, that league, right? Like, what do you think the person drafting at 101 currently right now would do? Do you think that person would take Breece Hall? Are you having this draft pre-NFL draft? Are you having this after the NFL draft? What would you do, Jay, in this one, man? We gotta really talk. We gotta help him out here. It's $100, man. Give some good advice.
I think I would hold tight, honestly. I think for us, especially in a 14-team, Malik's probably going to be my QB1. Corral could be up there depending on landing spot. And then you have Breece. And so no matter where we go, we got 2 shots at getting a quarterback in a great landing spot. And we have the most likely 101 in most formats in Breece Hall. And so at that point, for me, I'm happy with who I get. I don't really need to be chasing one or the other because in Superflex, you have the value of the quarterback and we already have the crazy value of Breece Hall. I probably wouldn't be.
It's only $15, man. Son of a.
Well, it's $100 where he's from, and that's still $100 is $100.
That's dope. I just
appreciate it either way.
It is appreciated. It's still $15 super chat. That's dope, bro. That's hella dope. All right, go back to it. So what would you do?
I would hold the picks. I think the draft capital is more valuable. I think being at 102 is a great spot to be in. You don't have to make that choice at 101, right? So there's no point. Like you said, having the 104. You probably get another guy who you really like. You're getting Malik, Corral, Breece, or Walker. 4 players we really, really like, and you're getting 2 of them without having to kind of make that choice for somebody else.
Man. Yeah, 14-team league, man. You've got so much draft capital. I'd probably chill, man. I'd probably just hold. Like, 14-team leagues are brutal. If you don't have, like, I'm in a couple of 14-team leagues, and normally you're punting at one position. Like, it's just how, like, the quarterbacks are gone, right? So if you've got 102 and 104, I'd probably hold. There's a small chance that Breece still falls to you at 2. You feel good about it. Then you can double back with the Matt Corral at 104. Now you got Breece and a quarterback. Then you could do something at 108 and 202. I would hold, baby. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. All right. Shit, man. All right, we got to get to the mocks. Let's look at this. All right, which mock is this? Let's go to the single quarterback. All right, so this one is done. Can y'all see it, Jay? I can't see anything. I'm on the actual board. Can y'all see? Jay? Jay, are you muted? I can't hear you.
Oh, yeah, I am. I am muted. But yes, we can see.
Son of a bitch. Get your dude. You already spelled sandwich wrong in the thing. So let's get it together. No, I
spelled it my way. It's different. Don't worry about me.
All right, fair enough. That's fair. I'll be quiet. All right, let's look at this. Breece Hall coming off the board at 101. Treylon Burks, always a lawyer needed. I'm still taking this money. Breece Hall at 101. Treylon goes off the board in a single quarterback at 102, followed by Kenneth Walker, Drake London, Garrett Wilson, Isaiah Spiller as your top 6. And then the back half, and listen, I don't play in any single quarterback league, so y'all got to let me know. Is this how it plays out? J-Mo, I took Rashad White, got the running back, George Pickens, Kyron at 110. Christian Watson, 111, and Chris Olave at 112. What are you thinking about this first round of the single quarterback mock, Jay?
It's ugly. I think the best two picks, probably in my opinion, would be Christian Watson and Chris Olave.
Best two
I
picks,
think
huh?
getting those two guys at the back of the first is pretty good value. I mean, Kyron's obviously a terrible pick. Rashad White is fine there. I don't love it, don't hate it. I like you think about if you're a championship roster or near championship roster and you get Christian Watson or Chris Olave, that's pretty damn good way to start your draft.
It's pretty good. Pretty good. All right, second round, Jahan Dotson. I actually thought about him at 8 and opted for the running back. David Bell at 2-2, Algier at 2-3, Ross, Sky Moore, Zamir White, James Cook. Tight end comes off the board at 208, and Jalen Weidermeyer. First quarterback off the board, Malik Willis at 2-9, B-Rob at 210, Ritter at 211, and Jerome Ford at 212. So second round, Dotson at 2-1. Jag did a good job getting Olave, Dotson. That's pretty nice at the turn, right?
Very nice.
Who else do you like? I like Sky Moore at 205. Do you think I should have taken Zamir White? Should I have taken Zamir White? Okay, Sky Moore at 2.5. Zamir White, James Cook, Ford. What do you think about the second round?
Well, I'm a little curious how Desmond Ritter ended up as QB2 in this draft. That was puzzling, to say the least, when we view him as, maybe QB4 or 5 off the board in the NFL draft. I think that there's a world where Malik could go higher. Weidermeyer, I would not have him that high, I don't think. But I guess if you think he's tight end 1, it's not terrible. But I think there's a world where, Malik could be up at the top of the second because, again, if he goes to a good team, if he has that rushing floor we expect him to have, why wouldn't you take Malik, even in a single quarterback, over a Justin Ross, maybe over James Cook, over Weidermeyer? Not everybody here, but even over David Bell, like David Bell 2-2. Ugh, man, that's tough. That's tough. And so again, while quarterbacks don't have immense value in single quarterbacks leagues, if you get a top quarterback that can be a top 12 guy who can start on your roster week after week, that does have value. And so I think that potentially Malik could bump up there, and I would definitely have Corral over Ritter and probably even have Pickett over. Like when you think you got Pickett at 311 and someone took Ritter at 211, that's a bit of a problem.
All right, third round, Jalen Tolbert, John Mechie, Matt Corral at 3-3, Trey McBride at 3-4. If I'm going to go tight end, I'd much rather McBride at 3-4 than Weidermeyer at 2-8. Wan'Dale Robinson, 3-5, Khalil Shakir, 3-6, Damian Pierce, Ty Chandler, I took at 3-8, Isaiah Likely at 3-9, Bam Knight at 3-10, KP, Kenny Pickett at 3-11, and Kevin Harris coming off the board at 3-12. All right, let's pull up another one. Let's go Superflex. You said the Superflex mock was real interesting. I have not looked at it. I wasn't a part of this one. So let's see what happened. Ooh-wee. All right. Kevin Hart. All right. Breece Hall, 101. Kenneth Walker at 1-2. Superflex. Malik Willis coming off the board at 1-3. That's nice for the 1-3. Treylon Burks, 1-4. Isaiah Spiller, 1-5. Matt Corral, 1-6. Drake London, 1-7. Garrett Wilson, 1-8. Kenny Pickett, 1-9. Olave at 1-10. J-Mo at 1-11. And Samuel Howell at 1-12. What do you think about both the running backs coming off the board before the QBs in Superflex?
That's tough, man. That's a tough proposition for me. I still think that you want to be taking Malik or Corral, 1-1, 1-2, 1-3. Like we talked about, I think there's a lot of value insulation with Breece Hall. I don't think that's going to be the case with Kenneth Walker, especially right away. I don't hate it. It's bold. I don't hate it, and it's bold. But I still think I'd be taking Malik and probably even Corral over Kenneth Walker. But I think, 1-3, 1-4, you're probably looking good for Walker. 1-2 is a little rich for me. But Breece Hall, again, 101. I think we're going to see this over and over until the draft comes.
Yeah. I'm interested. Joe said Dotson had the biggest hands. I thought it was Sky Moore, but I know Dotson's hands were huge. But, you can tell that on the tape. His catch radius is stupid. He catches anything that's thrown in his path. Jahan Dotson, when I'm looking at this, man, Treylon, Drake, Wilson, and J-Mo are tier 1 for me in my rankings. Like, order them inside of tier 1 how you will. But in that tier 2, I got Olave, Dotson, Sky Moore, Christian Watson. I still have David Bell in there. George Pickens, I believe, without looking, is tier 2 for me. Man, Dotson, there's something about him, man. I feel like he's going to be real good, man. The tape is good. Penn State's done a good job of putting out quality pass catchers over the past, 8 years. It's something about Dotson. Like, I think Olave is going to be a really good pro. I think Watson has the upside to be a really good pro. I think Moore could be a really good pro. I think GP could be a really good pro. There's something about Dotson that I just think could be special. Like, I think he could be that second, third round pick, NFL. I don't think he's going to third. Late first, second round pick of the NFL draft that just blows up. It is just like he's that dude. It's something about him, all right? So let's go to second round. What are you thinking about Howell still, man? There's not a lot of buzz on Sam Howell. Where are you at with Sam Howell?
I think it's fine value. 112, I think, is fine value. I mean, the biggest thing, when I really was, before the show started, it was Olave at 110. This is kind of what I talked about before the draft, where I thought Olave would have a great combine and start to rise. Him right after Garrett Wilson is surprising. Ahead of JMO, right? Ahead of basically who should have won the Blitnikoff Award. But Sam Howell is fine at 112. If he's in the second round, I'm probably smashing him for sure. I'd be taking that pick. And then Pickens, coming back second round, I think it's good value. I think it's good value for Howell.
Big jump up. Desmond Ridder, 2-2. There goes our man Jahan Dotson at 2-3. Rashad White at 2-4. Sky Moore, 2-5. C. Watson at 2-6. Zamir White, 2-7. David Bell falls at 2-8. We saw him going 110 through 2-2 pre-combine. Here he is at 2-8.
Yep.
Carson Strong was going top of the second. He's fallen to the back of the first. Justin Ross, 210. James Cook, 211. And Trey McBride, 212. Second round, Ridder. I mean, he's going to get the bump up. I feel like he's a Colt. He's an incoming Colt, man. I feel like he's going to be a Colt somehow, some way. So you get Ridder at 2-2 with that athleticism, inconsistent throwing accuracy. So we got to see how that plays out. Rashad White, big fan of him. For me, after around 2-7, around right here, that Zamir White, I think this, honestly, this looks good to me. From Zamir White up,
I like it a lot.
Zamir White, 2-7 to 2-1. I think that's your 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I think that's your top 20 right there. After that Zamir White, David Bell cutoff, I'm fine with any of the other players. Everybody else that we talk about, I'm fine with them. I want the guys ahead of them, right? I want Watson. I want to take a shot on Dotson. I would want Ridder, Pickens. But once we get to the third round, so third round, Brian Robinson, Kyron Williams at 3-2, Jerrion Ealy 3-3, Bam Knight 3-4, Dameon Pierce 3-5, Jalen Tolbert 3-6, Tyler Algier. What a fall for Tyler Algier, man.
Yep.
That liar told us fibs about that 40 time and just tanked his rookie draft stock, right? Jalen Watermeyer 3-8. I'd much rather him at 3-8 than McBride at 2-12. Here's what you do at tight end. Draft the last one on the board at tight end. You'll be fine. Jerome Ford at 3-9. Wan'Dale Robinson, big time faller, man. He was going mid-second. Here he is at 3-10. Pierre Strong, somebody I'm still intrigued by. Somebody told me he's 25. How can you look up Pierre? Go look up Pierre Strong's age. See if you can find some age numbers on Pierre Strong. Abram Smith, not a fan at all at 312. He was RB17 on the film grade. Third round, it is what it is, man. I really don't care. I'm fine. I like Dameon Pierce. I like him. Dameon Pierce, I like him. Bam Knight, I like him. Algier, still like him. Tolbert, like you. But if I miss out there, then I'm fine. I think my cutoff point, this is a really good Superflex mock. Regardless of how you order it, maybe Malik should have went 1, maybe he should have went 2. I think the first 19 picks were probably right. I like this a lot. No Khalil Shakir in this mock. Interesting. No Shakir in this mock. No Bailey Zappi. Somebody says he's 23. Who the hell said he was 25 yesterday? This makes me want to trade up a few spots from my 210. Yeah, man, Patrick, is interesting, right? It seems like, but it does seem like there's the cutoff point, right? If you're looking at this.
100%.
If I'm at 210,
the
I'd
Zeus
much
White
rather.
index is where I'm at.
I'd much rather be inside that 2.6 to 2.1 range, man. So,
Want to have top half picks for sure.
This
top
was a
half
good
of the
one.
second would be ideal. Very good. I like
everyone's saying that. This is a good mock. Good mock. Jasmine back in the building. What's up, Jazz? Cole said 10 out of 10 mock. His birthday is 12/10/98, 23.3. So he's not 25.
Damn, y'all diving deep.
Not 25 years old. Joe said it. This was a good mock. Ray, have you ever played in an IDP league? No, but I want to. I want to quite badly. I want to quite badly. All right, we got time to look at the last mock, Jay. We got time to look at the last mock. This was a really good one. Let's make sure we link this one in the description because I think this is a good indication of how, in some order, right? Maybe the order is you flip some stuff around, but I think those, you look at the top 15, top 20 in there, that's probably what it should be. That's a damn good mock. Good job, y'all. Everybody who did this mock, good job. We might give something away. I got a bunch of shirts that I need to give away, so don't hold me to it. It probably won't come in. It's like Kanye. Have you ever ordered anything from Kanye West's website? Like the Yeezus website? Dude, it literally takes like 9 months for stuff to get to you. Like it never comes. It's like the Big Baller brand. I bought some of those Triple B shoes. I bought a pair of those Triple B shoes, and it literally took like 6 months.
Exposing yourself.
I support, man. I support independent people, man. I like LeVar Ball. We'll get into that another day, another time. All right, final single quarterback mock. Let's just take a look. This does not bode well for that trade where you were thinking about getting Kenneth Walker at 1-3 because he's coming off the board right after Brees. So we got Brees, Kenneth Walker, Garrett Wilson, Treylon, and Drake. So a three wide receiver run after the top 2 running backs. Isaiah Spiller, 1-6. I like it. J-Mo, 1-7. GP, George Pickens at 1-8. Olave at 1-9. Christian Watson, 1-10. I took Rashad White at 108. He falls to 111 in this one. And Jahan Dotson at the 112 spot. So again, for you single QBers, is this one better than the first one? Let's
100%.
Let's swing 100%. Back to the first one. There's the first one, right? That's the one I was in. This one seems like it's a little better, man. I don't know, so I defer to you single QBers, but this one feels like it's a little bit better, right?
Oh, 100%. I wasn't sure if you were throwing it to me or if you're throwing it to the chat.
I'm asking a question. To the other person that can communicate with me. I'm standing there looking at the camera. Yeah, I'm talking to you.
The one thing that was interesting about this one was that Chris Olave went a little bit higher, right? Jahan Dotson, I believe. Oh, he's in this. I think he fell a little bit from the other one. And so, but this is what I expect to see. But the real changes for me came in the second round. When we were looking at the last draft, I was talking about how I thought Malik could go a lot higher in drafts. And in this one, turns out he went 2-4, right behind David Bell, Sky Moore, like I mentioned in the other draft. And we saw Desmond Ridder fall to the third, which was good. But Bam Knight at 2-1 feels bold to me.
No, that's Zamir White.
Oh, Zamir White, sorry.
That's Zamir White at 2-1.
Oh, it is Zamir Knight. It's because Bam Knight right below him. But
so
Jake,
does that I don't think that's bad, man. I think he's going day 2. Like we're gonna do so what we do this draft challenge to figure out what round, what team players are going to. Like if I had to put money on it right now, Jay, you're already in the hole. He's not falling outside of round 3. There's no way Zamir White's gonna be a 4th round pick. Like
I don't think so either.
Yeah,
I think
so right. If you're talking about a day 2 running back at the top of the second, I don't hate it, man. Like I'm looking at who went behind him, Sky Moore. Okay, David Bell, okay. Yeah. Like, I think that's fine for Zamir White, in my opinion. I think that's fine. So, Zamir White comes off at 2-1, Sky Moore at 2-2, David Bell at 2-3, Malik at 2-4. Then we had a running back run. B-Rob, Kyron, Algier, James Cook, 2-5 through 2-8. They gobbled up those running backs. I like it. I like how this is going. Justin Ross, then Matt Corral, John Mechie, and Pierre Strong at 2-12. What do you think about this second?
I like it.
Jordan,
it's some
what do you think about this? What do you think about the second?
Often. The Mechie respect you don't see very often, which is nice. I like John Mechie. A lot of people are down on Mechie, which is odd because he produced at a high level at a big time school. But I think you're right. Kyron ahead of even Algier. Where are you at with those two? I think that's an interesting conversation. Tyler Algier, productive in the Pac-12, terrible combine versus Kyron Williams, too small but can catch passes. Great tape. Again, not the best combine. Who would you take if, let's say, they both went in the 3rd round of the NFL draft?
If Kyron and Algier both went 3rd round?
Well, let's say they went back-to-back. Neutral situations, back-to-back.
I would trust it. I would take Kyron. If someone after what he did, if a team felt good enough to take him in the 3rd round with his skill set, being able to I would still take Kyron. If he got 3rd round draft capital, I would take Kyron Williams over Tyler Algier. I would.
Now, if they both fell to the 6th round, would that sentiment change? I'm just curious.
Well, if they both, then I'm definitely I'm just taking the guy that I think is the better running back on tape, and it'd be if they have equal draft capital. Doesn't matter what round. If they have equal draft capital, I would take Kyren Williams. If they have equal draft, I mean, I don't know, man. I would take Kyren if they had equal draft capital. I'm taking Kyren Williams. That's what the tape. That's how I graded him out. I believe he's a better. No matter how he tested. You put on Kyren Williams film versus Clemson versus Alabama versus top-tier P5 conference play is better than Tyler Algier in his long run versus Boise State and San Diego State and Montana Southern University. Like, it's just better. You know what I'm saying? It's just better. We knew Kyren wasn't going to be mad athletic. We thought he'd be a little more athletic. But, I mean, yeah, Algier, I don't know, man. He reminds me of Jamal Williams 2.0 and not even as good as Jamal Williams, in my opinion. Not good. Not good. I mean,
all right.
Yeah. All right.
Third round. Pierre Strong was interesting, though. I do want to point that out. Pierre Strong, 212.
Jazz, like, the tape looks good. That's all I want to say. Like, if a team sees that and says, I'm going to still take him in the third round, who am I to say? Arizona Cardinals, you draft him in the third round, sign me up. I'm in. You're going to give him a chance.
Another small player that Ray loves on the Arizona Cardinals. Sign him up. Pierre Strong, 212. Dameon Pierce, 3-1. Kenny Pickett, 3-2. Is it Antoine Pierce or Adrian? What is that guy's name?
No.
That's the fast guy, right?
Alex Pierce. It's the receiver.
Of course, his name is Alex. If there's a white receiver, his name is Alex.
If there's a white wide receiver named Antoine, sign me up. If his parents had the balls to name him Antoine, and he's a white guy, white receiver at that, bro, he's going to the Hall of Fame. I'm telling you right now.
I know he's fast. That's all I know.
If there's
ever a white guy from Cincinnati.
If there's ever a white wide receiver named Antoine, 101. I don't ADP, fuck it. Sign me up for white wide receiver Antoine. I promise you he's going to the Hall. Finish it off.
Ty Chandler, 3-4. Sam Howell, 3-5. Wan'Dale Robinson, 3-6. Jalen Watermeyer, 3-7. Jerome Ford, 3-8. Trey McBride, 3-9. Jalen Tolbert, 3-10. Desmond Ridder, 3-11. And Bam Knight, 3-12. Ray, where are you at with these picks? I think Kenny Pickett was a great pick here, but where are you at? How do you feel about your boy Ty Chandler? 3-4 and a single quarterback.
He's the one I'm telling y'all to get. Like, Ty Chandler's the guy. Third round of your rookie drafts, auto draft. Just put it in your queue now on Sleeper. Just put a star next to Ty Chandler. Third round, if he falls, he's not falling out of the third round. At 5'11", 205 pounds, running a 4.3. His final year production at North Carolina. And again, we've talked about this before. Third, fourth round rookie picks. The profile is going to be inconsistent to some degree. I don't care. Trust the tape. If y'all haven't done it yet, your homework before you get on this damn show on Monday is go look at Ty Chandler. Just look up Ty Chandler. I'm just asking you, please, just do that for me. Do that one thing. Look up Ty Chandler highlights and tell me you wouldn't feel good about taking him in the third round. So I'm in on it. I think that was a great pick. Jerome Ford, we kind of are still, he's fine, right? Third round, fine. Jalen Tolbert, fine. Some decent little value in the third. Again, it seems like single quarterback leagues, you want the first round picks, right? At least the top 15 of them. And then after that, you might be like in sell mode, right? Yeah. What'd y'all think about? What'd you think about this one overall, Jay? This one was better than the first one?
Yeah, I like this one better. I thought this was a truer indication of what to expect presently, with what we know right now as far as values go for some of these players and some of these picks.
Yeah. All right. Oh boy, chaos today. Fun day.
Oh my God.
Everybody having a good time with the Antoine kind of segment. Listen, it's when free agency is next week, correct? NFL free agency starts next
legal
week?
Tampering is on Monday, so we should hopefully have some news Monday that we can touch on Tuesday, and I believe it opens up Wednesday or Thursday is officially.
Okay.
But yeah, legal tampering is Monday.
And what does that mean? Just what is like teams can pretty much put deals in place before?
Yeah, it's
okay.
Yeah, exactly. So it's weird because there's technically you can't talk to a free agent until free agency opens, but recently the NFL has opened a legal tampering period where you can negotiate, talk to players' agents before they're actually free agents, and so that's just kind of how it works. Legal tampering. It was, I believe, first adopted by the NBA and is now part of the NFL linguistics. So.
All right, dope. All right, well, good show. legal tampering on Monday. We're going to take a look at, I wanted to give the combine buzz, and there's pro days going on right now, a little bit of time to settle in. We had a couple of trades. So I think Monday, Jay, we're going to review a mock, an industry mock. Maybe Jordan Reed, maybe old McShay or Kuiper. We'll take a look at one of their mocks, review that, give us some time to check out what's happening with the legal tampering period so we can talk about news on Tuesday. And then we'll just keep the train rolling. Pro day times, free agency. It's roster construction season. We appreciate y'all tapping into the show. Thank y'all. We love having fun with y'all. Like, this is dope. This is the type of interaction that we live for. So please subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the podcast feed, use the promo code WakeUp on Prize Picks, pristine auction helmet giveaway, tap into the newsletter. Y'all have a fantastic freaking weekend. Be great, be blessed, be safe, and wake y'all ass up Monday morning to tap in with us. We love y'all. We out. Peace.